welcome back to my channel. My name's Nicole, and today I'm going to be doing another what I eat in a day video where I basically take you guys along throughout my day and share with you all the delicious food that I'm going to be eating. I already have a menu planned out today and I'm so excited, especially for dinner. It's something I've been wanting to make for a while. And I just want to talk about the importance of really nourishing your body with healthy food. I feel like everyone's eating patterns have been all over the place. Maybe you're ordering out more, maybe you're just eating more junk food. I'm with you. I definitely fell into both of those categories. But the last couple weeks, I've been really just rethinking my food and getting back to the staples of just eating really good, wholesome food, eating healthy, salads, nourishing foods that are gonna make you feel good, especially when, everyone's feeling all the different feels right now. Food is super powerful, and I look at food as medicine. And, especially with my mental health, I feel like when I eat healthy, nourishing foods, I feel my best. So I really want to focus on that in today's video. Now, before we hop in, if you aren't already subscribed, it's free. Click that button down below. I post new videos every single week on this channel. And if you like this style of video, I have a full playlist, which I will also link down below for you guys to check out. So without further ado, let's get started and hop into today's video. These mornings, I'm either having a smoothie or oatmeal, and both of them are nourishing and I love them. In a saucepan, I'm just adding in some water, rolled oats, a pinch of sea salt, and then I'm just combining that, and I'm gonna let it come to a boil and then simmer it with the lid on until the oats are halfway cooked. While that's happening, I'm also boiling my water for some tea. I'm drinking this chamomile citrus tea. I've been really enjoying it. It's a really nice, relaxing, yet flavorful herbal tea. Once the oats are starting to get tender, I like to add in some unsweetened oat milk and some ripe banana. You can also use frozen banana. The banana is gonna give a really nice sweetness and texture to the oatmeal. It's one of my must-haves when I have oatmeal, and a good sprinkle of some cinnamon. Give it a stir and then just pop the lid back on. Just cook this on a low simmer. I have a ton of oatmeal recipes on my blog. I will link some down below, but this is usually the base of my oatmeal, and then you can kind of play around with it from there. So lately, I've been really enjoying just adding in some frozen blueberries. These were a little bit freezer burned, but that's okay. We gotta use up what we have. And then a good sprinkle of some ground flax for extra fiber. And I just like to melt those in during the last minute of cooking. The blueberries don't take long to thaw, and it's just a nice way to use frozen instead of fresh because you're gonna warm them up anyways. And now we are ready to plate. I used to like my oats a little bit more on the hearty side, but now I guess I'm turning into my mom. I like them really creamy, and that's how I've been making them lately. Now, oatmeal is only as good as its toppings, so I have some creamy nut butter, chia seeds, pumpkin seeds, and then I'm using the rest of that banana, and I'm just slicing that on top with a drizzle of some nice organic honey. This bowl of oats was so good. I actually had leftovers for the next day. Oatmeal stores really well in the fridge, and you can just heat it up and add on your toppings. For lunch, I've been craving salads, so I decided to make a massive one and just enjoy this outside while reading some Harry Potter. Okay, so I'm first starting off with my base, which is romaine lettuce. I really like the crunch of romaine lettuce, and you can, of course, use any greens that you like, but I'm just gonna tear mine all apart and then make sure to give them a good wash. I really love using a salad spinner. I didn't have one for a long time. But it's crazy. After you wash your greens, there's so much water that comes off of them. And the problem is if your greens are really sopping wet, your dressing isn't gonna stick to them. And I just find your salad isn't as enjoyable to eat. Look at all that leftover water that would have been on my greens and just in my salad. So I'm just chopping up everything. I like to have my salads pretty chopped. I just think it's really nice when you can have a bite of a little bit of everything in your salad instead of having huge pieces of lettuce that you're biting into. I just think it just tastes better and it's easier to eat. I basically have just been adding whatever I have in the fridge. So today I had some cucumber, red bell pepper, and I forget the actual name for these guys, but these are like those little cherry tomatoes on the vine. They are the sweetest, most flavorful tomatoes you will ever try. If you can get tomatoes on the vine still, I just think that they have so much more flavor. I don't know if it's because they have more time to ripen, but they're delicious. And then I had this very ripe pear that I did not want to go to waste. I just peeled off some of the bruised skin and I just chopped that up. And there's something so delicious about just like that subtle sweetness in your salad. Whether you do apple or pear or oranges, I just think it's really nice to have that kind of sweet and savory mix in your salad. And then lastly, I'm adding in some avocado, which I had stored away with my avocado hugger. This is like the best kitchen gadget. I will link it down below. It just keeps your avocado fresh for days. And then I just added some pumpkin seeds for crunch. And then for dressing, I am keeping it super simple with some balsamic vinegar, some good extra virgin olive oil, and then a good pinch of sea salt and black pepper. The produce was so fresh and flavorful that it really didn't need a heavy dressing. And this was like the perfect thing to just sit outside, get some fresh air with Miss Cashew, who has been my companion every day. I love her so much. I don't know what I would do without her. And I have just finished the first book of Harry Potter and I'm already on the second one. And reading has just been something really enjoyable lately, and just getting outside when I can. I'm just so grateful for our little backyard that is quite little, but it's been well loved and used right now. For snack time, I sometimes just like to kind of do like a little snacking plate. So Matt was home now and we were just snacking on some Gouda cheese. I got some Mary's crackers, raw walnuts, clementine, and then a big bowl of watermelon that I just like to chop up a ton and store it so I can snack on it. Of course, I have my water bottle, which I drink water a ton throughout the day. And then I'm also just rolling on some of my Valor essential oil blend, which is so good for like emotional support, bravery, worry, all those things. I love it. It smells like blueberries. It's really awesome. All right, for dinner, I've been so excited because I've been really craving dal. It's one of my favorite things to order when we order in some Indian takeout. And it basically is a mixture of lentils that are cooked down with a lot of spices and flavor. So I wanted to use up what I had. So I had some red lentils and some split, I think these are split yellow peas. And then I just wanted to give them a good rinse. And then I just discarded that water and then I just did it one more time. I don't do this all the time, but honestly, after doing it this time, I realized how important it is, because sometimes you get like just things that start to float up that you don't really want in your food. So I think it's really good to give, you know, your grains and your lentils a good rinse. And then I also just soaked them for about 10 to 15 minutes just to soften them before I started to cook them. So to cook them, I'm just gonna add them into my pot and then fill it up with some water. I don't have like a specific recipe for this, but I did write some rough notes on what I used for measurements. So I will put that in the info box down below, and then you guys can just kind of follow my instructions that I'm showing in the video. But I added water, I added a pinch of salt. I added in some turmeric at this point, but I don't think you needed to. And then I just gave that a stir, and I'm just gonna cook this. I think I cooked it for around 35-45 minutes on a low simmer. Like I brought it to a boil, simmered it with the lid on. I like to prep everything ahead of time, especially when you're cooking on high heat for a short period of time. It's really important to prep all of your ingredients. I got shallot, ginger, garlic, tomato, cumin seeds, cardamom pods or seeds, and then a few spices here on the side: turmeric, garam masala, sea salt, and some ground coriander. I am also using some ghee for the base. You can use coconut oil if you'd like. Ghee is so delicious. It's clarified butter, and this one from Lee's Ghee is really delicious, and they even have like a maple one that's really good for cooking pancakes in. So this is what your lentils should look like after they've kind of softened up and cooked down. It's okay if it's watery looking, because it's gonna thicken up, trust me. All right, so to another pan, I'm gonna add in some of that ghee. Now, you wanna go a little heavy with it because it's what's really gonna give some richness to the dal. I'm gonna fry up my whole seeds. So I have cumin seeds and the cardamom. Side note, if I was to redo this, I don't know if I would keep the cardamom. I just found it kind of hard to pick out afterwards. I just had them and I thought it would be really flavorful. And then I'm adding in the shallots and just cooking those up for a bit just to kind of soften them. You just wanna make sure nothing is burning. I'm then adding in my tomatoes because I want them to cook down and soften so you don't just have like chunks of tomato in your dal. I like to add the garlic and ginger last, once again, so they don't burn. And as you can tell, there is a lot of garlic and ginger. I also have a dried chili pepper that I got from my parents' garden. This is optional and it wasn't too spicy at all, to be honest. I would have added more or like split it open. And then I'm adding those spices and then I'm just kind of toasting everything up to really enhance the flavor. I ended up adding in some coconut oil as well, just because I felt like it was getting a little bit dry. And then at this point, once everything is really cooked and flavorful, I'm gonna add in the dal mixture, or like the lentils. Give everything a stir and let the flavors combine, and that's what's gonna give those lentils that rich flavor. This is such an easy yet super flavorful dish. Highly recommend making it. You can serve it with some rice, some naan bread. Honestly, I would just eat it with the naan bread and I would be happy. I also had some wilted spinach because I had some fresh spinach that was about to go bad. And then I just served it with the dal over top of everything and some toasted naan bread that I just toasted up under like the broil setting in my oven with a little bit of olive oil drizzled on top. This is such a comforting meal to enjoy right now. I highly recommend making it.
That's so good.
I hope this video helped inspire you to create some nourishing, delicious meals in your own home. You know, it doesn't have to be specific to what the ingredients I used. You know, use what you have on hand. A lot of recipes you can easily make like simple substitutions. And if you're unsure, just leave me a comment down below and I will definitely get back to you with what you can use instead based on what you have in your fridge and pantry. Thank you so much for watching. As always, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps support my channel. And if you're new here and you didn't know, I actually have my very own cookbook. It just released last fall and it's filled with delicious, nourishing meals that you can make with simple ingredients. A lot of the recipes in here are made in 30 minutes or less. There's a ton of plant-based recipes, gluten-free, paleo, you name it. It's delicious, it's family friendly, and it's also great just if you live by yourself or with you and your partner. There are different size meals for everyone. So I call this the healthy cookbook for everyone because it really is. And you guys can grab a copy. A link will be down below. We actually sell these on the HealthNut shop as well. And any order or any books that are sold from the shop are personally signed by moi, and I leave a little message in there too. So thank you so much. I will see you guys in my next video, and have a fabulous day, and send me your photos of what you guys are making and tag me on Instagram so I can see them. Bye guys.